Good morning. It's the rest of the news Thursday. Another debate tonight down in Florida. Those have become quite the staple of evening primetime television programming. Gabby Giffords will deliver her letter of resignation today to Arizona Governor Jan Brewer. Husband Mark Kelly says he will not run for her seat in Congress. They hope to have a baby instead. It's Republic Day in India, celebrating January 26th, 1950. And it's Australia Day in Australia, celebrating the arrival of the first fleet at Sydney Cove in 1788. Today, 1908, Stefan Grappelli was born in Paris. In 1934, he founded the Hot Club Jazz String Band with Django Reinhardt, and they made history and music. Phantom of the Opera opened today in 1988 at the Majestic, and of course, everybody knows it's Lucinda's birthday. Happy birthday, Lucinda. The New York Times calls her a country singer. They call Eddie Van Halen a rock musician, and it's his birthday too. And another today birthday, Jimmy Van Heusen, they call an American songwriter. He co-wrote a lot with lyricist Sammy Cahn and Johnny Burke. Show tunes like Swinging on a Star, All the Way, High Hopes, Call Me Irresponsible, and who could forget Sleigh Ride in July. He was pals with Frank Sinatra, and whenever Frank was on the outs with Ava Gardner, he would come crash out with Jimmy. Twice, once in L.A., once in New York, Jimmy came home early from gigs to discover Frank dying from suicide attempts from his despondence over Ava, who apparently really got around. After the second time in New York, Frank wrote I'm a Fool to Want You and recorded it in 1957. It's posted today on the Rest of the News Facebook page. Jimmy Van Heusen's gravestone reads, Swinging on a Star, and he is buried with the Sinatra family out in the Coachella Valley town of Cathedral City, where Santa Anas are forecast in the Southland this weekend, 70 miles an hour. A team of mountain climbers from South Africa is attempting to climb Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania while barefoot. Today's the second day of their attempt to raise money for a children's hospital. It's not just rocky terrain, but frostbite that's a real concern as they get up near the top at 19,340 feet, almost 4 miles up. Google sent out an email this morning, probably to just about every man, woman, and child on the planet, about changes in their privacy policy effective March 1st. What's new is that answers to your search queries will now be more customized to you based on what Google knows about you from your activity in Google+, Gmail, and YouTube. This so alarms some people that the Washington Post ran a story yesterday explaining how to go about canceling a Google account. Perhaps you remember privacy, quaint holdover from the 90s. And perhaps the Julian Assange show is coming to a TV near you in March. The somewhat awkward Mr. Assange, famous for WikiLeaks for one and for calling Facebook an appalling spying machine for another, plans an interview show claiming a distribution platform possibly originating in Russia, reaching 600 million viewers. That's a lot. Did you hear that Timothy Geithner's out next term, assuming the president's reelected? The Treasury Secretary, he arrives today at the World Economic Forum in Davos, where they all talk about austerity while they are, in the words of the Huffington Post correspondent on the scene, alighting in swank hotels and congregating at lavish dinners, lifting glasses full of port to accompany their chocolate mousse while calling for everyone else to go on a starvation diet. Hey, let them eat cake! Well, we're on iTunes now, so we'll have to get all real professional and everything, so come on back tomorrow. It's going to be good. No long stories about obscure songwriters and their drunken pals, and besides, tomorrow's Friday. Until then, Dan Earhart, the rest of the news.